Welcome to Long Days, Big Love. I am Audrey Mackey, your host. And on today's episode, we are going to talk about the personality types of moms in school and sports because they vary. At this point, I genuinely believe that youth sports and elementary school pickup lines are kind of their own sociological experiment. Somewhere between PTO meetings and football sidelines and school drop off lines, every mom slowly becomes a character. And I am probably a mix of all of the characters that we are going to talk about today. So we're going to dive into it. I've spent years, my oldest is 10, my youngest is 2, and I have 8 and 6 in there mixed up. So I've been around the block a little bit. I am no expert, but I have been there and seen it. So I've done the pickup lines. I've done the PTO events. I've done the football and the baseball and the wrestling and the gyms and the concerts and the concession stands. And eventually I realized that every community, has the same different mom personalities. Okay. So we're going to start off just off the bat with the hyper organized mom. I want to be the hyper organized mom. I attempt to be the hyper organized mom and I fail at that regularly. This is the mom that has the color coded calendars and may even really have, I'm going to take it a step further and say that this mom has like the electronic calendar. This mom probably also has the smart fridge, which I'm envious of, that tells you when you're low on your groceries and things like that. They're already registered for all of the things. They're registered for next season. They're registered for the camps as soon as they come out. They bring extra waters for your kids because you probably forgot them at home or they drank them immediately and now you have nothing else to give them. They know the team schedule by memory and they somehow remember that teacher appreciation week or whatever the appreciation week is way before the email comes out. And they're just on top of it. They know all of the things before the things even happen. I have to laugh because I do have particular people in my mind, not in a malicious way in any way, shape, or form, of who these moms are. And I will never forget one of the first birthday parties that my 10-year-old got invited to. He was maybe in like first or second grade. He was little. And it was the first time that I dropped him off at a birthday party and left. It was at a nature center and they were going on little hikes and they were doing stuff. And I just kind of like dropped him off and I was like, okay, bye, have fun. Like I didn't really necessarily think to stay because this was also like one of the first birthday parties that he had really been invited to. So I left and this mom, I'm so grateful that she was there. She's the mom that has she carries Band-Aids. Like she has, things like she's got all of the stuff. And I came back and to pick him up. And this mom came up to me and was like, hey, Patrick fell. And I was like, oh no, like, is he okay? I mean, he was beat up. Thank God she was there because she cleaned him up. She took care of him as if he were her own, popped a Band-Aid on him and he was ready to go. And so I am grateful for the hyper organized moms. Thank you and shout out to you guys. This mom is just wonderful. And honestly, if society were to collapse, the way that we are going to survive is that these school moms would just rebuild it. They would rebuild society and they would move us on and we would all live better lives for it. So thank you, hyper organized moms. I probably fall into this category personally more than anybody else. Like I said, I think I'm a little bit of a mix of everybody, but the always late hot mess mom. I don't want to necessarily be that mom, but it happens regularly, I think, for me. This is very self-aware for me. Arrives emotionally and physically disorganized, present. Emotionally disorganized because my mind, when I'm driving, I'm one of those people that'll be driving and like kind of blank out and be like, oh my gosh, how did I get here? What just happened? Because I was thinking about 35 other things of where I need to be or what I need to be doing or what's happening. And then, physically disorganized, I am that person whose interior of my vehicle is trashed 9 times out of 10. My van is a mobile station. It is not kept clean. I don't necessarily try. I'm not like disgusting, but I'm on the edge. There are empty snack bags. There are empty bottles of water. There are bottles, like water bottles that are reusable, rolling around. There's usually a diaper bag with things falling out of it. 9 times out of 10, there's 3 different types of sports bags in the trunk. And then I am just like physically, like, there's usually a stain on my shirt. I'm one of those people that like I aim to look cute and put together, and I have this idea of what it's going to look like in my head, and then I put it on and I go to leave and I look like Adam Sandler. So yeah, that's me. I am totally one of those persons. These are the people that like forget like what day of the week it is. I regularly do that. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Thursday. Like, what do you mean? I bring like we go through drive-throughs. I don't love it, but it happens because there's surely not enough time. Prime example was yesterday. There was a band concert, and I didn't take into consideration how busy my day was. And I didn't take anything out for dinner, and I knew I wasn't going to have time to cook dinner. And I had to go pick up everybody. So Chick-fil-A it was, and it won. A lot of these moms always forget it was Spirit Day. Guilty. I've done that numerous times this year. I will say my kids are getting out of the Spirit Days as far as like my older one. He's getting to the like preteen, teen era that like it's not cool to participate in like wear neon today. So, but half the time I forgot anyways. So I'm glad that you don't want to do that. These are the moms that are signing permission slips in the parking lot before they go in and stuffing it into the backpack. Guilty. I've done that. Phone battery is at 3%. Guilty. My phone is dying more times than it is fully charged. And living exclusively on coffee and panic. That just speaks to my soul at this point. Some moms thrive in structure, and then some of us are just surviving on caffeine and screenshots and just vibes. And that is really what I feel in my heart of hearts. I love a always late hot mess mom because I am an always late hot mess mom. Our next kind of one on our list here that we're going to cover is the PTO queen. I think everybody knows PTO queens. I think we are grateful for the PTO queens. Somehow these women are able to run a book fair, a fundraiser, a holiday party, a silent auction simultaneously. They just pull it off. They are on the PTO board. They are on every single committee. They are at the school 24/7. They have access to the school laminator, which if you know, they know every single teacher personally. They live inside a Sign Up Genius or an online system that tells all of the things that's going on. And I think the quality that I see of the PTO queen is that like, I'll just help a little bit. It'll be okay. Like, we'll figure it out. And then that becomes, you are now the book fair coordinator. So you are now in charge of this. And that's usually how it goes. But I dabbled in the PTO and I enjoyed my time with the PTO. I had to step back from the PTO and I am very grateful for every single mom, dad, parent, caregiver that volunteers their time for the PTO, the parent teacher organizations, and shout out to all of them because they are the folks that are able to bring our children such wonderful programs and such wonderful experiences. And we give a shout out and a salute to you, the PTO queen. The next one is probably one of my favorites and is the Sideline screamer. This is not judgmental and this is not angry screaming. This is a playful, happy, like, let's go scream. These moms are emotionally invested, like, so much so much into this game that it's like you're watching like professional, like NFL, NHL, like MLB, like you're in it, like this is it. You're kind of treating everything like it's a playoff game. You lose your voice by halftime. Your full body reactions to like the calls and the refs and things like that. I laugh because I've experienced a lot of this, throughout our sports seasons with different sports avenues. And I want to be loud. I'm a cowbell person when it comes to like football. Like I'll shake and go crazy. I love a sideline yeller, like let's go, getting those vibes up, getting that energy up, and getting into the game. So I'm grateful for that. On the sideline is maybe a little bit more quieter because I know that these moms got it. They're going to get everybody fired up. They're going to get it. They're going to get it going. The real reason that I laugh and the real reason I bring all this stuff up is because these communities do matter so much. Like these moms, these types, these archetypes, these are some of the people that end up carrying you through motherhood, right? Like they are originally just moms kind of standing next to you in line or being there with you during practices and games and, helping you and standing next to you while you're helping kids check out at the book fair. But these moms really become friendships. And I can say that personally. I've become friends with so many of these women that I've met through these different types of experiences, that we've had. And they're the moms that are checking in on you, right? They're the safe people that are just there for you and that you can count on. And, if you need anything, they do anything for you in a heartbeat. And they're there for a good cry or they're there grabbing coffee with you. They're carpooling, which I do exponentially with my neighbor who is the ultimate PTO queen. She does it all. And I don't think that anything would be able to function without her because she is that amazing. And, we have a great system. I got the kids today. Okay, I'll get them tomorrow. Or, what, something came up. Can you send a text? Can you grab so-and-so this morning? Yep, got it. Like, those are the people that you need. And these are the people that also are just there for you when you're going through the hard stuff. These are the moms that are going to start the meal train for you when you have something, heavy happen with your family and make sure that you guys are fed and taken care of and, that you got this. They're that just community support for you. And they're seeing you through the hard seasons, but they're celebrating everything with you too. They're messy and they're beautiful at the same time. None of us are doing this perfectly. Not a single one. I don't care what anybody says. There is not one person that is doing this perfectly. Everyone is carrying something invisible. I think I have gotten very good at masking, everything that I have that goes on in my life. I can throw up that smile and the hi, hello, how are you? But everybody is going through the invisible stuff. And, these little sidelines and whether it's a sports sideline or a pickup line or whatever it is, it really becomes part of our family stories. And I think that every single mom brings a great aspect to motherhood. And I cheer all of you. I want to be like all of you. I think I have a little piece of every single one. And I am very proud of that. So let's go, moms. We got this. Thanks for joining us on Long Days, Big Love. And make sure you like, subscribe, follow, and check out our website, longdaysbiglove.com. And we will see you next time.